We good on the stream? There we are. All right. Hello, everybody. All right. Today, I'm going to be doing a run of A Link Between Worlds for you. This run's pretty awesome and also pretty hard, so all right. Patience if something happens. This game can be very interesting. I'm going to be doing sometimes. A run of A Link Between Worlds for you. All right. This run's pretty awesome and also pretty hard. This is going to take us a while, so I guess we better just get going. Happens. So time will begin in 3, 2, 1, and go. Well, this is going to take us a while. So all right. First thing we're going to do is skip this cutscene here because thankfully the game will let you skip cutscenes when you mash the start button, and it'll give you a little prompt on the bottom screen. Yeah, so typical Zelda standard. We're a sleepyhead. Oops. I'm trying to mash through this when you mash the start button, and it'll give you a little prompt on the someone in our village is trying. So yeah, so typical Zelda standard. We're a sleepyhead. Oops. I'm trying to mash through this text. And someone in our village is trying to wake us up. So this is Goalie. He's one of the more important characters. So he wakes us up. Basically, we're late for work. Double audio? Well, hopefully the team can figure that out. Okay, so before we can do anything, Goalie's going to explain to us how to save the game. He actually won't let us leave here. Oh, I am watching, but it's muted. I'm gonna close that just in case. Tell me if that works. Okay. So we have to save. Otherwise, Goalie's going to make us come back and save anyways. And now we're just going to make our way over to the blacksmiths, where that's our job. Like so. Now we get full analog movement here because the 3DS has a circle pad, and opposed to the game, opposed to how the game this is a sequel to working, which is the A Link to the Past. So you'll notice the whole map is very similar to how it is in A Link to the Past, but whole new story, whole new characters. Proper sequel indeed. So we're here now, and the captain that was just by to pick up his sword and shield left his sword behind, so we have to go get that back to him. So I'm going to pick that up. Now we're not allowed to use the sword yet because it's not our sword. But first we need to go to the castle, but we're going to take a quick detour because this is an 90% run, and things don't usually go to plan in an 90% run. So I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to hit this wind vine. We're going to use this later. Don't need to save. And then we're going to make our way up a little bit more north. Alright, so this is going to be one of the first sequence breaks that we do. I'm going to maneuver this crow in a particular manner, and I'm going to use it to damage myself past these rocks into this cavern, getting in ahead where normally you're supposed to play through more of the story and get the power bracelet, but we are ignoring that for now. I missed him. So along the way, I want to eventually die, but we also want to collect at least 10 rupees. So far we have 2. That's fine, there's plenty of opportunities later. Ooh, want that, give me that, thank you. Give me that too. Okay, halfway there almost. So now this is Death Mountain. This is going to be a little bit dangerous because I can't use any weapons yet. So I just have to make sure I skillfully dodge everything in my way. So we do want to take some damage. I'm gonna pull up. Give me that. Okay. Now we're safe to save. I've never seen so many rupees drop from the sky. Oh my god. Gonna do a quick safety save. Just in case. We're gonna be doing basically safety saves on in front of every dungeon. Oh, no. There we go. So that's ideally the one death that we have in this run. But if something happens, we'll quit out to the main screen and start over from one of those weather vines. And the reason for that is this mechanic here. This game lets you kind of complete dungeons in any order that you want. Oh. And, so to kind of help with that, you kind of get any weapon you want at any time, but there's a little bit of a catch. Ravio here is going to allow us to rent the weapons, but if we ever die, we lose the weapons. So in order to actually get all the weapons we need, we're going to be renting all of them. The first one here, I'm going to try to get the Tornado Rod, but it's too expensive, but Ravio's a good guy. He's going to let us try it out for free. But I do have enough for the bow, so I will fairly pay for the bow. And then we're just going to leave. So yeah, if we ever die, then we lose the weapon, so we want to make sure that we do our best not to die. So safety saves everywhere, just in case. So now we're going to continue the story as it was originally planned. The guard is going to tell us to go over to the sanctuary, where the guard is talking with one of the sages. If we try to go there a little bit earlier, then the event doesn't happen. So you definitely have to talk to that guard first. Alright, unfortunately, this is not a cutscene we can skip. We just kind of have to mash our way through. But it's not too bad. Basically, we're explaining that we have the sword for the captain. So she's going to go in and go grab the captain for us. A little bit of a conversation with Dampe here. But something's going on. Doors are locked. We're not sure what to do, but Dampe remembers that there is a secret shortcut. So we'll be taking that secret shortcut to get from underground into the dungeon. And he's like, dude, just use the sword. So the sword's ours now. I'm gonna make my way over here. And before I do that, I am going to grab some more rupees. We'll be using these later. Okay, so this is the lantern. This is the first item you get, and the one that will unlock your ability to use all the other items, which I can use the touchscreen to select. We'll have the power later on to select kind of on the fly, but for now, just with the touchscreen. Alright, gonna get some more money. We want at least 50 rupees. Oh, I have 50 rupees. Nice. I got so much from the Death Mountain sequence. So, now that we have 50 rupees, we'll be fine. Just gonna go grab this key so we can continue on through the rest of this dungeon. Gonna try to charge a spin dash here, but these guys are not consistent with their starting positions, so not a guarantee to get them all in one slice. Okay. Hold this last lever. And that is the dungeon complete. Alright, so this is a cutscene we can skip. Basically, we're finding out there's a guy with a paintbrush painting people all around and capturing the sages. So this knocks us out and we get sent back to our house. This is not All right. Ah. So, because we sequence braked earlier, the game is spawning in another Ravio. So now there are 2 Ravios in our house. At this point in the game, you're not supposed to have actually been able to rent any weapons, but now we do have weapons. So, it's kind of interesting, really silly that this is possible. One thing you'll notice there is he's standing right in front of the bow spot, so if we didn't get our bow earlier, it would have been like possible, but really hard to get the bow. So we agreed to let him stay here, even though he's already here, and he gave us this very ugly looking bracelet. And that's going to be important later. He insures us. And now we're supposed to go to the castle, but because we have our weapons already, we can kind of skip all that. I'm going to grab the hammer here. We'll be using that early on to get more rupees. Alright, on our way to the first dungeon. Unfortunately, right now, I am just having to walk. We'll get the Pegasus boots later. Get the bow. Normally, the game is supposed to tell you yo, you actually need the sword or the bow to get past here. You can come by the shop later and pick that up. But because we're out of the sequence, things are a little weird. These are the rupees I talked about. Oh, get out of the way. And now we're at the first dungeon. I'm going to do a safety save here. This dungeon's pretty easy, but there's going to be one trick in here that's very annoying. So, just in case that goes horribly wrong, we will have that safety save. Okay, gonna use the bow here. Do that switch across. Make our way down. Kind of damage boost my way through this part here. And along the way here, we're gonna be collecting rupees that we'll be using to purchase more items later and a quest item. Secret little fairy fountain here. Thank you for the health and the money. And then one more puzzle here. There's a lot of 3D based puzzles because this is on the Nintendo 3DS, which has the little like volume slider to adjust the screen size, or not screen size, the screen depth for the 3D effect. Thankfully, it's not required for any puzzles like it is on. Oh, I barely missed the charge on that. Yeah, not required, but you can kind of see that I can. You can get a little more depth with the 3D screen, but Super Mario 3D World made like heavy use of the 3D effect that was basically required, unless you already knew what the puzzle was ahead of time. I'm gonna shoot that switch from that way. That not necessarily expected of you. And then we're gonna maneuver this statue. I'm gonna grab my tornado rod now. And I swear to God, please cooperate this time. He's not been very cooperative lately. I'm gonna position him over here. And if I can time this right and he's in the right position. Okay, nope. So I need to reposition him. Might reset the room here if this doesn't work. Yeah, I'm just gonna reset the room. Oh, actually wanted to wait a bit so I can get you there. Damn it. That might be good. I'm very annoyed this trick has been giving me trouble lately. That's not gonna be good enough either, I don't think. Maybe that? This is why the estimate's a little bit higher than my actual PB. Okay. Get him on there. Make your way over. That one might be good. And basically, we're trying to push ourselves up onto the higher plane that still has collision, thankfully. And that will allow us to walk past the key door for the temple. See. I am so mad. All of the other tricks in this run are like objectively harder, but this one's the one that's giving me trouble. All right, let's get over here. Oh, that was so close. I need more hearts, which I... okay. We're gonna try one more time with this guy before we reset the room. Oh, come on. You can see I'm being, like, shoved slightly forward. And that's the effect we want, but a bigger one. It's not supposed to be this hard of a trick. But there is a like positioning element to it. That one was probably fine, and then I ruined it by going too early. Oh, really? Up. There we go. We did it. We're out. All right, so there's the main bad, And as we see, they're turning people into paintings, and we don't want that. That's not nice. So we're gonna fight them. Oh. It's very sloppy. This is ideally done with 2 arrow shots each, but I have royally messed that up. So I'm just gonna get the fuck out of this dungeon. Okay, you can skip this cutscene. Basically, what's happening is we were turned into a painting, and now we have the ability to go through walls, and we were able to get out of the wall because of that ugly bracelet we got earlier. So now it's time to leave the dungeon, and I'm gonna do my best to get as many of these rupees as I can along the way. Nice 300. So this little section here is kind of a tutorial on how to use your ability. So like, oh no, the platform's falling, but if you turn into a wall, you're fine. And then this part here is like, oh my god, there's a giant like wall and a gap, but if I turn into a painting, I can move with the wall, and now I can move away from the wall, like squeeze through the gaps. So this power opens up this world tremendously. And with that, that is the end of the dungeon. Ideally, nothing else goes that horribly. Alright, so Sasha Rajala? I'm not even gonna try to pronounce the guy's name anymore, but we were supposed to meet him earlier on, and so he told us to go to that dungeon because the guy that we saw turned into a painting was supposed to be investigating there, and he was scared for him. So now he's telling us that we need to help out the castle, but oh no, the charm that the princess has, she's in the castle, what are we gonna do? But we have the charm because the story would have given it to us earlier, so nothing to worry about. But now we need to go find the other 2. And with the other 2, we'll be able to unlock the Master Sword. But first, I need to go do another store purchase. Very slowly. We'll be zooming soon. Alright. Now, Ravio is saying hello to us twice because there are 2 instances of him here. That's a little silly. Okay. This is Blacksmith's wife, which Goalie is their son. Goalie's missing. What could that mean? But we don't care, actually, so we're gonna... walk away up here, and now there's a witch. So Irene here, she got a prediction from the witch that's further north of us that she was supposed to help someone out that's wearing green. We're that person, so she gives this bell, and with this bell we can summon her at any point to fast travel to any of the weather vanes that we find. So that's pretty awesome, and allows allows the movement to be a lot more simple. Alright, so the objective here is we're gonna go investigate what's going on with the Zoras. On the way, though, we're gonna hit this weather vane because this will let us get back later. I don't need to save yet. Not in danger. I'm gonna make sure I stay on this wall for the entire room here, because if I pop out like that, that guy's like, what the hell just happened? You just came out of a wall. Alright. Oh, who's this guy? This guy's kind of shady. Oh, his name is Shady Guy. Okay. And now the queen's in trouble. So if we were to go in there, we find out that the queen lost their gemstone, or smooth stone. Smooth gem. And we need to go find it. There it is. And we're going to buy it. 200 rupees. Very nice. Alright, and then real quick, I'm going to sneak into this house and grab some more rupees. Just don't mind me. Alright, and now I'm gonna scare the shady guy here by popping up behind him. Like, who's expecting that, really? So he's like, wow, I didn't realize the stone was that important, but I sold it and I already spent the money, so I can't get it back. Or something like that. So you will have to buy it yourself, but for now, take these boots as an apology. And now we can zoom very fast. Oh, let's go that way, but better. Alright, now with this Pegasus boots, I can kind of run up along the wall, so the movement we'll be doing is just kind of angling itself right, and then we can run for a long time. I'm gonna prep my items here real quick. And there's the queen. Everyone's freaking out. Alright, but I am going to use a trick known as the bomb rod, I think? I forget what it's called. But basically, we're using the bomb plus the tornado rod to kind of boost us up a little bit higher. And with that, we can get to places we're not supposed to be normally. By doing that, I'm able to skip a whole sequence of cutscenes. And now we can get out of this room a little bit faster. Bomb rod, I think it's called. Yeah, save the queen. The queen's graceful, so she's gonna give us the Zora flippers as a prize. Alright, and I gotta make sure I stay to the side here, because if I suddenly try to go through the middle of the screen there, she will down, just for extra safety there. Yeah, they'll start up the cutscene with her being like normal size, and it's pretty silly. Okay, now we are gonna make our way over to the second dungeon. Now that we have the flippers, we can actually traverse the waters, which is normally just you're gonna drown. And we use the tornado rod to flip up these stone tiles. Press the button, open the door. Awesome, thank you. Alright, in we go. So this dungeon's like main mechanic is all these fans. I'm gonna use this pot to break that switch early, so we can walk across. Now I need to kill these, I believe they're fairies? Like a different fairy? They're Flaming Skull of Evil, so gotta kill them all. And that'll give us a key. Way through, do some dashing. We gotta do some wall puzzles here. Oh, I went too early. No! Uh-oh. Should wait a bit here. Now, normally we would have a stamina meter that's on screen, but because we did things a little out of order, the stamina meter is missing. So we kind of just have to go on like timing and feel for when we can use certain abilities. Okay, and now I am going to use a bomb here to hit this switch while using the tornado rod to push me across. If you do that just right, you get a little bit of a time save because you don't have to worry about traversing as much on that last one. Skip through that. Now this key, they want you to like navigate the whole room to get this key, but you can actually just kind of sit below it real quick and just pick it up on the way down. Easy peasy. And now we're gonna get the boss key here. Go way back in. Now, there's a little neat trick here. Oh no, I don't want you. Get out of here. Gross. Right, if I use this tornado rod, this keys will land just perfectly here, so I can use a tornado rod and damage boost myself up even higher, and now I'm in the next room. Alright, and with that, I can use the one key to open up this door, and then I can use the boss key to enter the boss room. There's a neat little trick here I can do to, like, do a little dash across, but I've gotten it, like, once out of, like, all the tries I've done, and I was, like, just now, so I don't feel comfortable. I'm just gonna do it normally. Hello, Mr. Boss. Right, using the tornado rod, I can get up here and deal some massive damage to the eyeball, as is in Zelda tradition. And now, we gotta break apart the different layers. And the quickest way to do that is using 2 arrow shots and then a single slice. Back to using the tornado rod. And we repeat. This time, more though. Fortunate miss of the sword slice. One more layer. And one final eyeball slashing session. Alright, and with each boss ending, we get a heart piece, or a heart container, rather. And then whatever the prize of the dungeon is. We already had the courage pendant, and now this is the wisdom pendant. Next, we gotta go for the power. So we're gonna make our way back up to Death Mountain, using that wind bind that we touched at the very beginning of the run. And I am gonna do a quick safety save here. I've gotten a lot better at this next room, but if the first dungeon was anything to go by, it's probably better to be safe than sorry. The game's telling us, stop playing, you've been playing too long, I don't care, I want to play. Gonna equip the hammer here. Try Try to sneak past all these boulders as fast as I can. I can break this first one, but I can then use a damage boosting technique to just ignore the others. Alright, this next room's pretty cool. So, we're gonna make a way up. Good ways. Now right here, there's a little bit of a gap. And if I time my dashing and my canceling of that dash just right, you see I almost had it just there. I can just skip needing to go all the way around the mountain. And now we're at the end. One last wall climb. Oh, dear God. That was scary. Alright. Safety save, just in case. This dungeon can be a pain in the butt, too. But this one, I definitely put a lot more practice into. So we should hopefully be a-okay. Okay, that should have been facing the other way. That would have been fine. This button. Good with a sword swing there. I get a little bit more range. Be able to hit that button and also get up here. So if it's not clear, the gimmick of this dungeon is navigating up the floors using the hammer. And here comes the dumb trick. So, like in the Zora's domain area, we have to do one of those bomb rods. I would like all of you to not be here, too. Where did you go? I'm just going to kill you ahead of time. Okay. I'm going to line myself up at that position there. Set a bomb. And wait for a certain number of flashes. That was a little bit early. Ah, a little late. But you can see there, we're going to use the bomb to boost us up a little bit higher up than what the tornado rod can do on its own. And with that, we'll be able to navigate out of bounds. Okay, so we heard a little, or I'll demonstrate now. That means I have no more stamina. Stamina meter again, we don't get to see because we kind of glitched the game out. So I just have to patiently wait here for my stamina to build back up. And then we can try again. Okay. Early again. This is one of those where I get it like immediately or I get it like never. Hopefully soon. A little late there. Okay. Late again. Where did you come from? Early. And stamina. Early again. There we go. So now I'm out of bounds. And I'm going to be waiting here a bit because we need to build up that stamina meter again. I'm just ramming myself against this wall. It does two things, helps me kind of time how long it's been, and then also perfectly positions me to be able to make it all the way up here. Okay, so with all those bombs going off, my health is pretty low, so instead of being an optimal speedrunner, I am going to instead wait for this platform here to move up, and that will open up a fairy pond fountain thing. Get some heals, and then back up we go. Okay, there's 4 switches here. I want that. No, hold on. There we go. Want to make sure I don't change the order of my things too much. I gotta hit all 4 of these switches, and there's these dumb bubble things that are gonna be in my way the whole time. That could have been better, but it wasn't too bad. I've had worse. Alright, and now we gotta get the boss key, and then on to the boss. Now the trick with this little part here is you want to wait for this, you want to, oh, wow, that was close. You kind of, because you want to wait till, like, it's at the point where it's furthest away to hit the thing, because it takes so long for the little, like, jumper thing to push you up. Okay, I'm going to click the bow here. Hello, Mr. Hamburger. Evil hamburger. Oh, a little early there. So, I ideally want to keep my distance and use the bow as much as possible. The bow does a little bit more damage. But it also... Yeah, again, this guy wants to just knock you off the field all the time. Oh god. So using the bow lets you keep your distance so you don't have to be near him. Very unpredictable. Alright, and that is the end of the Hera Tower sequence. And with that, the power charm. Or the power pendant. And now that we have all 3 of the pendants, we are now able to head to the Lost Woods, and from there we can gather the Master Sword. Quick fast travel. Irene is gone now. Okay. Interesting. Right, into the Lost Woods we go. Really? And when I love how, like, awesome these dashes can be up against the walls. So this Lost Woods sequence is kind of like it is in Ocarina of Time, where there's several entrances and you can kind of get lost if you take the wrong one. But these ghost buddies are here to help us. So I'm going to follow the guy that was up top. Eventually when they stop doing their dance, because they wouldn't just tell you where to go. You got to earn it. Alrighty, now we're in the next sequence. Now these two, they're gonna go the direction we don't want to go. So we could follow them around, but actually if we pay attention to where they end up after they're done moving around, we can see that the top and bottom ones are the ones where they ended up, and they went up and down, so I can just go across. Alright, now we have these three. They're going to go the way that we don't want to go as well. They're going to do a little dance. And now if you successfully track them all, you'll notice they're going into all of the ways out. Except the way you came in. Which is the answer. And now that whole ordeal is done. We now have the Master Sword. Alright, and now that we have the Master Sword, we can go save the princess. But first, we're going to take a quick detour to the house, so we can buy the remaining weapons. Alright, now Ravio is letting us know that we can actually start buying the weapons if we wanted to keep them forever instead of having to rely on just renting them and then just never dying. That's a lot of money. We don't have time to get all that money, so we're not gonna take him up on that offer. But get the hookshot, the two rods, or two remaining rods, and run away. But real quick, Ravi is gonna let us know that there's a special power he's gonna give us, the quick equip. And now using the touchscreen, I can like quickly change my weapon. This is awesome because it lets me just stay around in the world, but we'll also be exploiting an unfortunate bug with it a little bit later on. For now, we gotta save the princess. Quick save, thank you very much, sir. And things are a little interesting. This Hyrule soldier just doesn't care that there's soldiers everywhere. Impa's still here. So because we didn't do this sequence earlier, it just never disappeared. So now Hyrule Castle is kind of in a state of both invaded and not invaded, which is great for us because it allowed us to freely move about the castle, where normally you would have to do a whole half a dungeon to get where we need to go later. So Impa's gonna go talk to Zelda. In the meantime, they want us to kind of look at these paintings, but I don't want to look at the paintings, so I'm just gonna wait. Almost. Okay. Alright, now this whole sequence is normally part of a in-game cutscene, but because the whole place is kind of bugged, we just have a bunch of text to mash through. Where they're basically explaining, go find the Elder, he'll tell you what to do. Also, here's this gem, or charm, that you already had, but here it is again. Now by doing all that, we can unlock the next set of rooms here, which will allow us to get outside again. And now we're in the actual dungeon of Hyrule Castle. Now this guy can be a little bit tough, but there's a nice stun lock attack sequence you can do. And then he can't hurt you. Unless you run into him like an idiot like me. Alright. So we gotta clear this room of enemies. This kind of shows you that the green guys are the weak ones, the blue ones are a little more tougher. Red guys are really tough. And ideally, this guy's just gonna run into my arrows. Thank you. Now there's a little sequence here I could do, kind of similar to the first dungeon. We all saw how that went, so I'm gonna say no. We're just gonna clear this room normally. Alright, make our way through. Alright, so now Yuga's finally gotten his way to Zelda. He's gotten all the other stages. But you'll get tidbits of who they are as you play the game. We kind of skipped a lot of it though, so... it's not too surprising what some of them are. I guess now he has Zelda. But that's okay, we're here. And he's like, what? Weren't you a painting? How are you still here? Well, whatever, I am gonna take care of you. But we're gonna take care of you, actually. So this whole sequence here is gonna be a bunch of running around with nicely placed Pegasus boost angles. Bunch of hearts. And now we're to the final room. Alright, so Yuga's like, still, like, what the heck? How are you still here? But I need to get out of here. I can't let you be in the way, so I'm gonna take care of it now. So, the whole spiel here is we gotta watch the paintings. Once we know where he is, we can kind of keep better track of him. Okay, he might have switched around there. Worked out. Maybe a switch again. Yep. Now we're free to continue on. So his plan is to release Ganon. And we obviously don't like that. So we are going to try to stop him real quick one last time. He's not here, but there's kind of something weird going on here. Oh, wow. Okay, it looks like I can just kind of... Oh. Trippy. And now, that is where the namesake comes from. We are now in the world that Yuga came from. And in that cutscene, we find out that he's using a ritual to resurrect Ganon and then he merged with Ganon. So that's the new bad. It's Yuga Ganon. And he kind of kicked our butts. So now we're back at the blacksmith, but now in Lowrule instead of Hyrule. Everything looks kind of like the Dark World from A Link to the Past, but if you can look at the little mini-map, it's not quite the same. It's a little bit different. So, now we gotta navigate our way through here, save all the different, oh, damn it. Save all the sages that are in the dungeons in this world. We find out that, like, Irene was a sage, the Zora Queen was a sage, Goalie was actually a sage somehow, like... all the friends we made along the way, they are sages. I'm gonna grab this weather vane as well. We'll be fast traveling here later. Not saving, thank you very much. Alright, and now we're gonna head over to the first dungeon here. Okay, I'm gonna equip the hook shot, make our way across. Now, ideally, or normally, you're supposed to get a bomb flower and blow up this rock that's right behind me here, and that'll allow the water to drain so that you can complete this dungeon. But with the quick equip, we can actually exploit a bug. First, I'm going to allow myself to move across that torch just fine, and with this ice rod, I can position myself such that I can open up the quick equip menu, which kind of allows me to move around really quick after I use an ability. And with that, I can hopefully clip out of bounds and hit the entrance to the dungeon without needing to actually lower the water. Just like that. Now this is the Swamp Palace. And we're gonna do another sequence here. Oh, first try, let's go. Thank God. That one usually takes me as long as the first dungeon. Okay. So, I'm doing things a little bit different than you would see a really good Link Between Worlds speedrunners do. And that is because I want to get the blue mail for the extra damage protection, because I can't do the final fight without red mail. Not yet, at least. I've been training. Especially for this marathon, though, we are going to play it safe and get the blue mail. So I'm going to go through this whole sequence so I can lower the water, or raise the water, and then navigate into the next set of rooms. Okay. Gonna raise the water here. And then we're gonna lower the water one quick bit here. Now, if I was gonna skip this whole sequence, or getting the blue mail, I could have just gotten that boss key a little bit earlier. And use this bomb. Break open that hole. So I don't have to worry about swapping my items around a bunch. And grab this key. And with this key, I can open this door, which will give me access to the blue mail room. Once I... oh, wow. I barely got past that guy. Lower the water real quick. Opening up that entrance. And now we're going to dive, undive. And now we have the blue mail. And now we trick our way back to the boss key room. Now with this blue mail, all my damage is now halved. So for some of the tricks coming up that require damage boosting, that's going to help us a lot. Giving us more chances if we don't get it first try. And just overall more protection on the different fights. Parts, thank you. Alright. First boss of the low world. We're going to use our hookshot to grab the eyeballs and kill the eyeballs. Okay, gonna switch to the ice rod here. Ice rod will allow us to kind of cancel an attack that he will want to do later. This one here, if I can ice rod him, which I failed that time, that will stop the laser attacking sequence. Just like that. And he's done. Looks like the blue mail helped me out actually, because I'm at half health. And I started the fight with full health, so I probably would have died. So this is one of the bosses you would just be able to skip. So wouldn't have to practice that much, but yikes. Or if it becomes a problem, I can just do a different dungeon first. One nice thing about this game is that you can do any of the dungeons in any order you want. I'll be doing a little bit of a different order due to just how I learned the game and what tricks I can and can't do. Alright, so save the Zora Queen, she's one of the sages. Next up here, though, is the Desert Palace. The Desert Palace is a really interesting one because it requires the use of the Sand Rod, which we don't actually have unlocked. And it requires going in and out of the overworld and the dark world. But with a little bit of help from speedrun tech, we will be able to kind of just do things a little different. I'm gonna make my way over to the dark world. We gotta do some little bit of movement in the overworld between the dark worlds because we can kind of see on the mini-map here that there's white lines, and those white lines indicate, like, you cannot go past this point. Like, at least by normal means. Alright, I'm gonna do a safety save here. Okay, now with this ice rod, we're going to do something similar to what we did in the beginning of the Swamp Palace, and clip ourselves out of bounds. Eventually. We're going to use the Tornado Rod here to boost our way up. Please get out of the way, Mr. Pig. Now we're going to do a power known as Fire Rod jumps. And if I time this just right, I can make my way up here. And we can just kind of skip this whole, like, swampy area. That's the boss room for the Desert Palace. And just like that, the dungeon's done. We're done with the Desert Palace. We saved the sage. And the sage is Irene. So we saved her. Alright, so now we just got this little sequence of Hilda, the low world counterpart to Zelda, who's helping us out here. Recall. She's just telling us like some of the lore of the world. I don't really care. So normally, I believe you could do Dark Palace to Turtle Rock, but I don't know how to do that little jump, so we'll be doing instead Turtle Rock and then Dark Palace. So it's here to explain kind of the area that we are in. And now we're just going to swim over. So what you'd want to do here is save all the turtles, and they'll let you into Turtle Rock. But there's actually a little glitch here that we can use. And it's called like an animation storage. By running up against this platform here without actually going up onto it like that, it stores the fact that I'm about to use that animation, and then I can actually use it right here, which push me onto the area. And now I am just ready to do Turtle Rock. I am going to do a safety save. Okay, yes, I have been playing a while. I'm aware. Okay. Into Turtle Rock we go. So now there's a pretty nifty like boss key skip here. When I was learning this game more full time, like I was never really good at getting it going, so we're gonna do a boss key route instead. But it's not too bad. It shows off a little bit more of what the dungeon can do. It'll still go by pretty quick as well. Use the ice rod here to hit the enemy I cannot reach. Alright, I want to try to avoid that tail, because every time you grab a new monster part, this happens. There's 3 monster parts, so if we see a yellow horn, we want to avoid at all costs. I'm gonna go over here and grab a key, I believe, if I recall correctly. Yes. Okay, and then I'm gonna use that to freeze those. Doing good. There's these whiz robes everywhere that the game wants us to damage to open up different sections of the dungeon. I want to try to avoid them as much as possible. Use this bomb here to hit that switch from below. Now this guy, I'm just gonna get this guy out of my way. There's going to be another one that's going to pop his head here. I don't like him, so he's just going to die. But that puts my magic kind of low, so I'm going to be taking my time here. Gonna switch to the bow. There's a switch I want to hit. Right about there. And then I can warp back over here by falling into the lava. Just like that. That's not how you do this room. Quickly navigate this room to open up the bridge to where I can use the boss key. Get the switch from above, please. Please don't disappear on me, rock thing. Thank you. And just like that, that is Turtle Rock, but still having to use the boss key. I'm gonna break all these things here. Okay. Energy potion I don't care about. That'll allow me to kind of reach these guys a little bit easier. Now onto what is possibly my favorite boss in this entire game. He's just a fun fight. The goal here, we gotta freeze him a few times, put the holes in the floor. He's gonna spout some lava at us so that we can. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Okay, take it out with the ice rod. Let's do it proper this time. Just like that. One more hit, and that will get him angry enough to get up to where we are. So we basically just want to slice his head open. Give me the bow, because I can also use the bow for some long range damage. Okay, he's gonna run around. The game wants you to like use the ice rod to. Oh god. Wants you to use the ice rod on the pillars that you see around us. But I can just take damage, and that will end the whole sequence there. And that's the fight. Now all these bosses are a little bit on the easier side, as we like, because technically we can do any of these fights in any order. So we wanna, or what do you call? They'll go by pretty quick. Alright, there's Impa. And now we can get out of here. Oh, let's take one step forward. Alright, up next we're gonna do the Dark Palace. Lately I've been doing the safety save there because that's like the quickest weatherman to go to, but I'm feeling confident that we'll be fine with this next section. Oh. Alrighty, back in Low World. So now this whole section here is a big maze, and they want you to use the ability to navigate on the walls to bypass all these guards. I'm just gonna bypass all of that instead. For my nifty hook shot. Get them out of the way. So this guy here, I'm gonna get him where I want. And use the hook shot here to slowly navigate him where I need him. Should be fine. I'm gonna take a damage. Get past him. But actually, I needed to do that a little bit differently. Reset that up real quick. Take damage, stun him again. Get between them, do a little Pegasus boost jump or bounce bonk. Now let me get a little bit out of bounds so I can basically skip the whole maze. And with that, the dungeon is now open. Quick safety save here. There we go. This whole dungeon here is boss or a bomb theme, so we'll be using bombs everywhere. Bombs to hit switches, bomb to open up windows, to shine on eyeballs, which apparently open doors. Everything's really dark in the Dark Palace. Surprise, surprise. One of the gimmicks here is that whenever there is light, it's hard to see, but when there's darkness, you see these glowing objects everywhere. So pretty interesting concept for a dungeon. Okay. Now this dungeon looks pretty similar to that first dungeon I was in earlier today. It's a little bit different still. Come down here and get this key. And with this key, I can then walk up these stairs and then unlock the door here. Get my bow. Sneak through here. And this switch is on ground level compared to the other room, and that'll allow me to just kind of quickly slice it. And use the fire rod here to burn away the blockade window. And then I'm going to navigate over here with my bomb. No. Thank you. Break open that window. That opens up one of the switches that we'll see later on. And now we can leave this whole upper section. Actually, do that. Make it easy on myself. And now back down we go. There's a lot of rooms in this dungeon, and just like all the other dungeons, that are just not necessary for like completing it. It just has a bunch of treasures and stuff. There's a lot of rooms we'll be skipping. Grab the key here real quick. And then we can kind of see the effect I was talking about earlier, where the dungeon shows more in the dark than it does in the light. There's the boss key room, or the boss, yeah, this is the boss key room, that is the boss key door. Now that's open, but we just need the key, or yeah, the boss key real quick. And there's a puzzle here that we can do to get that. So I'm gonna, there, everything is in order. Now I just have these switches. They want you to use that floating platform to get across. That was a bad placement. There we go. But I can kind of throw them over this wall here and get them just fine. And now we can move on to the boss. I'll light up these torches so our friend can see. There's our friend. Now be nice, friend. You've been kind of weird lately for me. It's probably my fault, but that's... Uh-oh. Oh, come on. Oh, it got him so cool. There we go. Breaking his armor. Shows his true self. Lots of monies to be had here. Now I can slice him a few times. Eventually I will slice him a few times. Now he's going into dark mode. All the lights are out and he has like invulnerable armor now, but I can turn the lights back on. Eventually go in the right angle to do so. Now hopefully I can get the last few hits in before he goes into dark mode again. Might have missed my chance. Maybe if I got that last one in. Nope, not even close. There's goalie. Alright, so goalie is part of one of the 7 sages, which we will see from his dialogue here. He thinks is one word, 7 sage. Kind of cute. He's young and whatnot. Alright, up next we're going to do Skullwoods, which is actually one of the easier dungeons for me to do, so hopefully that goes by real quick. Thank you. I definitely heard that button press the first time. Alright, real quick here, I am going to do a quick detour. I'm going to buy this bottle. And at the end of the run, I will buy a ferry to go into that bottle, just as an extra bit of security, in case things go horribly, horribly, horribly wrong with the boss fight. Alright, safety save. And in we go. This dungeon also has some dark sections, just like the Dark Palace, but we have a second screen, believe it or not. And with that second screen, we can kind of navigate our way through. Those darker sections. So we used it there real quick, and we'll use it again a little bit later on. But this whole dungeon is kind of like a maze and a dungeon, but we know the route, so there'll be no problem for us. Okay. There's several holes we can go into, alluding to the maze thing I was talking about, but clearly this is the one that's more important, due to the fancy music that happened just now. So this whole room is kind of interesting. It's like you have to go around like twice just to get everything unlocked. So now we're in the first room again, but we are able to now reveal this second room. Now this section here, if you do it fast enough, you can get through here without the wall master coming by. I doubt I would have been able to do that here. Oh, stay away from him. And if we try to do the trick we're about to do, we'll get instantly caught, so we gotta make sure we kill this wall master. Make sure I have my tornado rod ready. Finding that switch. The game wants you to use 2 of these walls to make your way across, but we can kind of just do that and we're through. Oh, okay. That should be fine. Shouldn't be any time loss here, because we have to wait for the wall master anyways. Okay, there's a few ways this can go. Have the wall master kill that one. Use my bombs to take out the rest. Please open the door. Okay. I'm gonna use my spin dash to, or spin sword swipe thing. I don't know. I'm a Sonic runner. Spin dash is what I think of. And I wanted to get through here. I'm gonna make sure he's out of my way first. Far back up enough. Still okay. Skipped a little puzzle there. Alright, this is one of those dark rooms I was talking about. So, this time around, pretty straightforward. But next time around, it's going to be dark again, and we'll use the mini-map on our second screen. I'm going to grab some hearts here, just because I'm not moving fast at the moment. Now this one's an interesting trick. So I'm going to use the hook shot to grab this eyeball. I'm going to make sure this guy is not in my way. I'm going to throw the eyeball first, almost at the switch, and I'm going to pick it up again, and then I'm going to throw it and quickly grab it back up again due to the pickup spot being right next to it. And now I've tricked this puzzle into thinking both of those eye statues have eyeballs. And now I can just steal the key and get out of here. Don't have to do the whole, like, 2/3 half of this room. Alright. And now it's time for the boss. Armored Handmaster with an eyeball in his palm for some reason. Yeah. Just gonna go up against this wall, press the sword swipe. Just kinda... Aww. I'm gonna try that one more time. And, yeah, it's over. Grab the... Two more stages left to go. And at this point, there's really only one way to do the remaining dungeons. So we'll be heading to the Ice Ruins. To get to the Ice Ruins, we will go through the Death Mountain section. Now, there's supposed to be this whole, like, way you're supposed to navigate through Death Mountain or its Ice Mountain section. It's been so long since I've done this normally, I don't remember. But we're gonna skip all of that. And instead, we're gonna do another one of those fire jumps that we saw earlier. Oh, I just straight up wasn't looking there. Okay. Too fast. And with that fire jump, I'll be able to get on this rail. Use this hook shot to get to the second one. And stay out of bounds here. And that will prevent Hilda from talking to us. And now we can enter in the inside the mountain from this way that is normally supposed to be an exit. Nice and slow ascent. Make sure I dodge that. And then we want to make sure I get the fire rod here so I can blast away this guy. He will wreck my shit. Alrighty. Almost through. A couple more of these to go through. Geese, don't knock me off my platform, please. Okay. One last set of obstacles to navigate past. I went for a dash. I probably just should have done a quick slice first and just walked off normally, trying to be cool. Alright, now we're up here, right next to the dungeon. Usual safety save. This one is actually one that's may actually get used. We'll see how it goes. Alright, so this dungeon's really interesting. It gives you I'm just gonna wait this out. Like, you have to go through all the floors with this elevator thing, but if I position myself just like this, I can sneak my way in between the walls. Getting a lot of too much left. Wow, this is interesting. Really? Ah, okay. So if I stay out of bounds, I can do a Pegasus boost dash. And get myself out of bounds. This is so weird. I've never had it happen like this so many times. That one looks good. Okay. I'm gonna navigate my way through here pretty carefully. And like that, we're in the boss room. The boss is here. The boss is dead. So normally you enter in from the bottom half, and it's easy to hit the trigger. And I didn't think, why not the whole stage? So, just like that. One more stage to go, and it's the one that we absolutely had to leave for last. So the way this game works out is that they don't expect you to be able to complete the Desert Palace without the Sand Rod, and the Sand Rod can only be acquired after completing this next dungeon. So, because we're doing this one last, the game assumes we're in a spot where we still have a lot more dungeon to complete. So we get to skip a few cutscenes because of that. This is normally like one of the first dungeons you'll do. To get into the dungeon, you gotta answer this song password. Thievin. So you'll talk with the surrounding thieves, and you'll get lyrics to the song. I think some people memorize it as like a 2-1 or 2-3-1 like combination, but I've memorized like what the words were, and that worked out for me. So the way this dungeon works is that we need to get that girl down there out because she has the painting that has the sage on it. So we gotta save her. So we solving these rooms puzzles one by one. Open up all the doors, and those doors will be important because otherwise she will not be able to make it out with us. So, first puzzle here is the holding down these switches using these really heavy statues. Hit the switch. Now that door is open, and I lied, we're not doing all of the rooms one by one. This was like the room to do. So I'm gonna reposition these statues now. Oh, I didn't get the damage. I wanted to take damage there real quick because having the sword slash is a problem later, or it's a little bit easier if I don't have it. Alright, now with them positioned like that, I'm going to use this bomb here and hold on to this statue holding up at the same time. And with that, I am now on the ceiling of the bottom floor as I slowly navigate my way to the next room. Just right here. I can place a bomb down there, hit that switch to open up this door, and then continuing out of bounds, I can line myself up like this and skip like the entire rest of the dungeon, basically, at least for the first half. Just gotta complete this mini boss. And grab the one and only key in this entire dungeon. This key is the one that hides the, or locks away the thief girl, which I will now save. Now I need to escort her out. Come with me. We're supposed to go that way because that was a shortcut, but I knew that already, so we're gonna go the long way. Now, you're supposed to like go up to her, talk to her, anytime you wanna have her stop on a switch or something. I can use my Pegasus boot stash to also do that. These guys are gonna try to pick her up as well. And I'm just gonna try my best to kill all of them along the way, at least where I need to. So basically the rest of this dungeon is pretty normal. And use my powers of merging into walls to get us through here. Well, that was a little bit too far for her, but that's fine. Minor detail. Just like in the Turtle Rock, I'm gonna push open this grate. Oh, you're over here. Okay, please actually go on the grates. Sometimes you don't like to do that, and that makes me sad. Drain the water. Now I can go get her. Get us up here. You're supposed to travel down over there, but you can kind of just walk on this wall. Skip that whole section. I'm gonna hit this last switch up here. And now we are back to where we started. And now we have to go through all these other rooms that we would have normally have gone through had I not clipped out of bounds. I'm just gonna eat them away, okay. Don't need to worry about this. Get my bow ready. And we got these span puzzles. Alright, please actually go on the parade. Thank you. We're almost out of here. Oh, one more. Oh, okay, I guess I'm doing that. Away we go. So, we can't make it out the normal way, so we have to go through the big door. That's fine, the big door key is way over here. And instead of having to use the wall as I expected to, I can do a really quick maneuver here. Get myself on the rod that's holding it, and then make my way over on the walls. Real quick. Just like that. And now this is the final main dungeon fight. You might remember this guy from Link to the Past. They are like shades or something. A little bit different, a little more monstery looking. And use his shield to get behind him, just like that. And he's like, oh wait, one more hit probably. No? Okay, Now I've done that too many times, he's like, what the heck? Just bring it on. Alright, one last phase. And like that, he did. Now the thief girl will help us out by showing her, or having her show us where the painting is. There it is. One last heart container for us. And the final sage. So as I explained earlier, this is supposed to be one of the first dungeons you actually do, because it allows you to unlock the sand rod. And with the sand rod, you have to use it to complete the desert palace if you didn't do the out of bounds thing I did. So normally with the final stage, there's a whole like congratulatory sequence you have to go through, and we just get to skip all that. Yep, there you go. That would have happened to all my weapons if I actually died. Okay, real quick, a detour to buy a fairy. Like, feeling pretty good, but I have enough money. Wasn't that out of the way to do. Might as well. Alright, on our way to the final palace. Oh, we got a little too close to you guys. One final safety save. Okay, I don't need to worry about that this very second. Alright, so this is Low World Castle. And the gimmick here is there's a bunch of challenges from the past dungeons you've just done, and you're supposed to go through all of those and do them again. Before we even attempt to do any of that, I am going to first get the red mail tunic. Oh, I messed up. There we go. Right, yeah, first we're going to get the red tunic because that will allow me to take even less damage. And the last thing I need is to die after doing everything I'm about to do. Do that first. I'm going to hit this switch to open up the warp point. And then go grab the key that's right here. Just like that, we can work back up. And we go one more level up. And from here, I can just kind of pick a dash across. If I was to take out that light, we'd see chains that I'm actually walking on. And with that, preparations are complete. We can now start the first room. Hit that switch from afar. Use a bomb here. Break that one. Get you out of the way because you're gonna mess me up. second bomb, get me up here. Can then use a bow to open up the next room while I get across, like up that. I'm gonna position this bomb flower. So that's a little too far to my liking. That looks good. Get the switch from afar, and if I line myself up just right. Just right. It's really important that this is just right. Oh. Okay, not quite right. I'll try that one more time. A little higher up there. That looks good. No. Basically, I'm trying to skip this room by using one of those fancy jumps. There's another way of doing this, and it's way harder. So I'm so happy to have learned this method. Okay, let's make sure I'm lining this up right. I want to be able to hit that rock twice, and then that second jump, I want to hit. Come on. Yeah, I want to do a little jump like that. So that might be fine. Maybe that. It is pretty precise. But after the position is the most important thing. After that, it's pretty straightforward. Nope. Almost. I was too far away. Nope. There you go. Ah, this is... They all look good. Clearly they're not. There we go. So now I'm up here, and I can skip this room. Okay. We're gonna go grab more hearts real quick. I don't want to use the fairy yet. Get out of here. Wait. Figured. Okay. I'm gonna line myself up, but we're gonna wait a second again because I was pretty low on stamina after all the misfires I did. On the bright side, this music is awesome. So, at least we got that going for us. There we go. Alright, again. This time... Come on! That was so close! Oh, no, that's not how I wanted to do that. There we go. No, no. Yes. Too far. Around we go. Not quite. Oh, come on. It's probably fine. I just don't want to deal with it if it's not. Okay. That was probably fine, and I got out of position. There we go. I swear to God. I am probably trying to be too far up where I need to be a little more closer. Nice. How much did this save? Well, when you consider the end goal, it saves absurd amounts of time. I've been trying to keep it a secret for, like, audience suspension, but I'm trying to skip the entire dungeon, not just this room. Come on. I'm on the right. I thought I was. I hate how fine adjustments on this circle pad can be. No! Shit. There we go. Is that too far forward there? I think it was fine. Come on. Okay. This is not the one that was supposed to go so bad. There's an even harder variant of this trick too. Nope, that was right. Do the bomb to get me up. Oh my god. No, I need a little bit higher up. Oh, it was the wrong way. Or maybe the bomb was hastily positioned. This bomb might be a bit too close. It's messing with my position. Or not. Okay. We're out! Thank you for your patience. Now on to the final fight. Yeah, that was not a great spot to be. Basically, I'm going to be slashing him as much as I can. Using the bow that blinks some shots off if he's far away. Alright, now he's in red territory, so phase 2 of phase 1 begins. So his attacks are going to get a little bit stronger. He's going to go into that red burst mode every once in a while. Doing this like boomerang-like attack. Now I can kind of keep a good eye on where he's going to teleport to, because if you pay attention to the little particle effects as he warps away, you'll see that they start moving in a direction. So he's going up. Going to the side. Going down. Could be any moment now. There we go. Phase 1 done. Skip through this sequence here. Euganon has now absorbed Hilda, and now he's like 2 Triforce pieces strong against my 1. But that's fine. We're used to this. Now with the power of Zelda here, we're able to get the fabled Bow of Light. And we will now be able to use this to fight Euganon when he's in the wall. Equip that real quick. Get in the wall, shoot it. He's gonna block it. I'm gonna walk around him. Shoot him again. And get some nice plink shots on him. He's gonna do this circle attack, but I'm just gonna hide out on this wall here. More of those volleys. I was able to speed it up a little bit by getting a little bit closer on each of the sword slices, so that was nice. Oh, interesting maneuver there. One more set of these. Okay. One more volley. And now, if I try to shoot in front of him, he would block it. Like that. But instead, I can shoot around the room. And now he's dead. That's not time, by the way. Time is coming up. Not quite yet. There's a whole sequence after this. So now that we've saved, or we defeated Uganon, we have all the Triforce pieces. We're back in our own realm. And we're now in our own secret realm. Or hidden realm, I forget what it's called. But there it is, the Triforce. Just gotta walk up to it. Have a little quick conversation with Zelda, which is basically amounts to, now we get a wish, and we feel sad for all the people in the other world. Time is now. And with this one wish, we decide to help out our pals in Lorule, who, according to the game lore, they've lost their Triforce. And it's caused their whole world to be ruined. So now with this wish, we can restore their Triforce. There it goes. Alright. Well, that's it for me for now. I will be back later with the Amazing Island run. That's going to be a nice fun one to do. Not as stressful. Thank you for being patient with me with some of these tricks. This game is very hard, and it's very awesome. You guys should check out all the other speedrunners that do this and do it way better than I can. So yeah. Let's move on to the next run. Thanks for watching.